Welcome back everyone to my own sheet and a happy new year to you. May this year be blessed with happiness and success in everything you do. After setting up my yearly spreads last time, it is finally time to finish the core, the most important spreads of my bujo, the monthly and weekly setups. So I welcome you to join me setting up the very first month of the new year, January. Let's go. I usually start with a cover page that sets the theme and the colors for the month. This year I decided to stick to the academia aesthetic since I've recently gotten into it. Even though it is somewhat limiting in the design possibilities, especially concerning colors, it is still absolutely enough to be able to design a whole year around the aesthetic. I start with a page of an old book, a book I have for that purpose only. I wasn't exactly sure what else to use on the cover page, so I tried out a little. Dried plants that I recently laminated, stamps, washi tape, etc. and see where I could position it and where it would fit nicely. Then, after approximately deciding where stuff goes, I glue down the base. The brown craft paper. The little tapestry thingy. And the book page. Then I whip out my stamps and stamp January on this tea-stained piece of paper, which I literally made the night before. I rip away the excess paper and then desperately try to remove the self-gluing paper on the back, unsuccessfully. At some point, literally after minutes, I just gave up and glued it on. Then, once again, testing out where things would look nicely. I also wanted to use some dried plants, but it probably would have looked too cluttered, so I left that out for this month. Stamp and washi tape in the right position, and off we go to the next page. I originally planned to just make a simple lettering with my brush pens here. But I didn't like how it looked at all, so I used the leftovers from the tea stain paper and tested out some lettering. In retrospect, I should have probably practiced somewhere else first. In the end, I had an at least some satisfying end result, which I then ripped again and glued over the not so nice lettering. Last year, the events part was more of a summary, what I did and special things that I did during the month. And this year, I'd like to try using it as a calendar. We'll see how it'll go. I'm not used to use a calendar at all. I usually use my weekly spreads only. Now on to the next page. The next double page will serve as my habit tracker and brain dump. I wanted to try something a little bit different this year, so I flipped my habit tracker by 90 degrees to make it lay horizontally. I didn't just want to write down the days of the month on the page itself, otherwise it would have looked very simple. So I cut out thin strips of craft paper, cut them into the right size, and wrote the numbers on it with my white gel pen. Then, since I had plenty of empty space, I decided to put in some decorations too. And we finally arrived at the weekly spreads. I wanted to change it up a bit since last year I did the same spread for the whole year. I mean, it worked well and looked nice, but it has just gotten too monotone. So I made a bar with brush pens at the top to write in the weekdays. and 3 further horizontal lines to differentiate between the events, priority tasks, and other tasks of the day. I just noticed that I forgot to take into consideration that I usually write down what I did during the day. But oh well, I'm sure I'll figure out a way to journal that. Anyways, adding the weekdays on top, as well as the focus, gratitude, and notes section at the bottom. And at last, since there was lots of potential space, I applied my beloved stamps again, as well as some golden washi tape. I just love the contrast between the brown and the gold. Here's the final flip through of my January setup, and I love how it turned out. I love the simple yet very different design from what I usually did, and it really feels like a fresh start. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and share with other Bujo junkies for more bullet journal and productivity content. Thank you very much and see you next time!